Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in this week to This Georgia Clay. So in this week's vlog, we are working on our morning room area. I really wanted that vibe to be something that was formal yet traditional, but aesthetically pleasing, and also went with our modern European style. So you'll see like a nod in terms of colors, in terms of tying in this area here, as well as the black elements in our home as well. You'll also see things that we're just trying to incorporate, just change it up a little bit from our last home. Our last house was more of a modern farmhouse, and this one is entirely different. So I can't wait to show you guys. So let's go ahead and get into this week's vlog. So I purchased this washable rug on Amazon and I absolutely love it. I love the color tone of it. It's like a taupey color, has a hint of blue in it as well, which I love, and then also has like a gray undertone. The rug pad I got from Amazon as well. It's 8x10. The only thing is like in the future I would probably buy a underlining like one size smaller, because I did have to trim it out, but I absolutely love it. It comes off a little bit darker on camera, but definitely a beautiful rug, and like I don't think I mentioned, it is washable. So I put the rug down about a day or so before my Ashley table delivery was going to come, and I got this one called the Crystalline Extendable Dining Table. It's up to 98 inches because I wanted like an 8-seater table, and I love the color tone just to change it up a little bit, have a little bit darker, and I love the black accent as well with that table. So I'm partnering today with Daya Lane, and I love these chairs. They're a Chanel fabric, and they're ivy. And they're absolutely beautiful. They're called the Hank Upholstered Dining Chair. I mean, the name doesn't do it justice, but they come in 3 different colors, like a green sea moss color, black, and then obviously the one that I chose, which is the ivory color. They have a lot of other options as well, like sofas, dining room tables, chairs, a lot of things. So check out their website. I definitely will link it in the description. But these ones, again, I chose were called the Hank Dining Chair. Now, Matt and my kids were gone at this time. They were in Ohio at Cedar Point. They love roller coasters. I'm not a fan, so I stayed home, and I had to put together all 8 of these chairs by myself, and it took some time, but I got it done. But everything came packaged. Everything that you needed was underneath or zipped within the chair, so everything came packaged. Just had to follow the directions, put it together. I just put on some music, kind of just took my time, and I enjoyed being home alone. It was really nice. Now, as you see my house, it was a mess because we had just moved in. I think this was like maybe 3 weeks after we had moved in or so, give or take. But anyways, as you can see, there's boxes everywhere, but it really gave me time to have that space to be able to put all of these chairs together. But it is this slipcover look, and so you're just able to Velcro the back once you put all of the, pull it down. I was glad that they all came upholstered like this. It looked really nice, and it just looks so formal and beautiful. Also, it has really good cushion, and I love that the back of the chair is actually attached to the main frame of the chair, and it looks so good. But here's 4 of them put together. Again, I took my time. This is a span of a couple of days of putting the chairs together because I didn't want to like burn myself out, but I love how it looks. It looks so good. So here's the next day, and it's coming together. I just love how it looks, but it looks like I had one more chair at this point to get together, which I was so glad because I was tired of putting chairs together. just have to mention that morning light coming into that space is so pretty. My house is east facing and I absolutely love it. So here it is. My husband returned from his trip, thank goodness. So it was time for him to go ahead and hang our light. We went back and forth in terms of if we were going to hang the chandelier over the island or not. I know he was stepping on the table and I was like, why are you stepping on my table? But it's sturdy, good quality, so it was just fine. But we went back and forth in terms of if we were going to hang that chandelier over the kitchen or if we were actually going to use it. And you know, it's just the scale of the light, although I had every intention of hanging it, it's just how our ceiling pitches in terms of that vault. It's just, I don't think aesthetically it would look good. And also another thing too is that I have lights over the windows in the kitchen, so I just didn't want it to be too much. So again, we like at this Georgia Clay, less is more. And so I'm actually taking the bracket off here, but it looks like someone had like used different size screws. So he was having an issue with it, but he was eventually able to get that plate off. If you are not comfortable with messing with electricity or hanging your own light or anything, you can always utilize TaskRabbit or have someone else do it for you. Make sure that you always turn off the power before dealing with any type of electricity. But Matt's comfortable with doing it. He's done it plenty of times in our other home, so he's good. It's looking good, but it needed a little bit of something else. So I wanted some greenery in this area, and my parents were so kind to send me over a olive tree that I wanted. I wanted this olive tree for some time. It just was nice, substantial. It's a little pricey. I believe it was $300, but it is an 8-foot olive tree. Well, it says 9 feet, but really in actuality, it's 8 feet. But I'm pretty sure if you put it up on like a pedestal or something that you would get that extra height. But it comes in 3 parts or 3 pieces, very good quality. I absolutely loved it. It takes some time to like fluff it out, but you'll see me put it or style it in this corner, but ultimately I decided to change it over to the other corner. I know someone's going to say it in the comments. Yes, there is outdoor furniture on my deck. I am going to highlight that area in another future vlog. I'm waiting on some things, but yes, I do love it and I will share it with you guys really soon. So this area looked really good, but I felt like it was just needing something. So I've always wanted to do picture frame molding in my home. I knew for this home, I was like, it's the perfect house for it. Again, with that modern European influence. So I bought some decorative molding from Home Depot. I'll link it in the description in terms of the one that I actually used. It's a little bit more of like a daintier one than some of the other ones that I've seen in other influencers or other people's home. But I just felt like for our house, I just wanted to be a nice accent, but not the focal point of that area, if that makes sense. Now, originally I was going to add a secondary box at the bottom of this, but I'm so glad that I decided not to. I like to like put things up on the wall just to visualize how I want it to look, but ultimately I decided on something else. But Matt came up and helped me with all the spacing. All right, so good morning, guys. It is day 2 of this project. Matt and I just came back from Home Depot, and I got these miter cuts, I guess, shears, whatever. Got these, and oh, there's this miter trim cutter. I got these. We already have a pair, but I don't know what happened to them with our move, so we just purchased another one. This was 25 bucks, I believe. Then I got some caulk because I needed to go ahead and, caulk all the seams, make it that professional look. Then we got some pin nails for our new pin nailer. Should I say mine? Because I think I'll be using this. But I like how small it is, and it's not that heavy as well, so that's good. But this is better because you don't have to fill so many holes. You shouldn't really even have to fill any holes because it should be that small, but we'll see how it looks. And then it also comes with the battery as well. So we got these right before we moved into the house, and I think they were on sale for Father's Day, if I'm not mistaken. We bought the pin nailer, and Matt bought a new finished nailer. But let me just show you guys, let me back out the design. So here is the design final. Matt did all the measurements for me because, of course, anyone on this Georgia Play knows that my husband is good at doing all the math. So he did that for me. Right here is 12.5 inches from the side of my kitchen counter. And then the box is 29 1/4. And that spacing 7 inches here to the center of this big, larger box that'll have some frame artwork. And then this is also 7 inches as well. I guess he just didn't put the measurement there. And then of course the same, the 29. And then this is the same as it is on that side as well. So he came and did that for me. The goal here, my kitchen's messy, but the goal here is to do, I put these up here, and all of this was put up basically by me eyeballing it. And he was like, you did a pretty good job. He just went ahead and, like I said, did the spacing for me, but it's 6 inches from the top of the wall is what I would like it to start at. And so also I'm going to do the 6 inches from the bottom of the baseboard. So I'll have to cut those as well. So that's why I bought the miter trimmer things. And then also we'll box everything off. And I should be able to finish this project today. I have 2.5 hours before I have to start work. And I think I can get it done in terms of all of the trim and cuts done. And then what I'll just have to do is paint. And I'll probably do that in between working, like my breaks, lunch, or whatever. Good thing is I'm not painting this wall any other color but the white. I have paint downstairs from the builder, so I'll just go ahead and paint the trim that same color. But the color is called Delicate White by PPG if you are interested. And it is in a matte finish, but I'm just going to keep it because it doesn't need to be, the wall is not the focal point, it's just a nice accent. But my table is the focal point, which I absolutely love. And curtains come on Thursday, but you'll see that all finished up at the end of this vlog. Let's get it. So I measured each of the trim pieces, and I believe it was like 61 inches is exactly like the longer pieces that I had to cut at. And then you're going to use your miter shears and always have it at a 45-degree angle. It just takes time to make sure that you're changing that the tool to the, like if you're cutting on the opposite side, you'll have to flip it around. So just making sure that you keep that in mind. Now I thought that the more that I would do it, the easier it would get in terms of like I would remember, okay, I did this side, I need to flip it over, but I never remembered. I always had to like stop and think. So maybe when I do this project again, because I plan on doing something similar in our powder bathroom that we have on the main level, that hopefully I'll get a little bit better in terms of like remembering, okay, I already cut this way, I'm on the opposite side, flip it, but whatever. So I was using the pin nail, and one thing I wanted to say is that I didn't have to fill any holes. So you'll see that I don't think I highlighted that, but I didn't have to fill any. But I'm so excited about it. It was good. It was the first piece that I put up, but I still was doing my thing. And this project was very therapeutic. I like to do things sometimes on my own, and it looks really good. I love it. let me clarify. I like to do things on my own when I can. If I feel like it's difficult, then I definitely enlist my husband to help me. But this project, I felt like I want to do it. I felt empowered, and I love how it's coming together. So I was super excited that my curtains had finally came. I'm partnering with Qatar, so thank you so much for sending these over. I absolutely love them. So let me tell you about them. So the ones that I selected were called the Sabrina Heavyweight Linen Curtains, and they come with different types of curtains. So you don't necessarily have to get the one that I got, but I did choose a triple pleat pinch at the top. I just felt like it would just give that more of a European look. And so that's what I had chose. But of course, they have different options for you to choose. You could also tie them back as well if you wanted that type of look. And I just love how good quality that the curtains are. So once I made my selection in terms of what I wanted, and before I actually made the selection, I did request for some fabric samples to be sent. But I love when you get it, they have like this little thank you card. Even that card has like information in terms of how to care for them as well, which I really appreciate it, because a lot of other curtain brands do not include that information, but you definitely can wash them if need be. But they have all of the directions on how to take care of your curtains. And then I love how they came packaged as well. So I do have curtains for different areas of my home, for the family room, this morning room as well. And then also I have some shades and curtains from my office that you'll see pretty soon when I go ahead and start that series. But I love how they came just wrapped up really nice. And one thing I also can appreciate that they already came ready to hang. So inside is like a plastic just like lever where you're able to adjust the curtains to either lift them up or lift them down depending on your space, if you want to tighten them up a little bit, just to make sure that they hang just right. So I love that, because some other curtain manufacturers, you actually have to put those in there, but it's just the little things. And then also I purchased this curtain rod and the rings on Amazon, so I'll make sure to definitely link those. The same one that I used in our other home, in our guest bedroom, and I just love that that brass definitely matches with the rest of the brass elements in the space. So the rod was just a little bit too long for my wingspan, so I did go ahead and enlist Matt to help me out. So when he was done with work, he came upstairs and helped me hang those curtains just right. But it looks so good. Even just the hardware itself of that curtain rod is just flawless. I love it. And then also this time in this house, he made sure to hang them right at the ceiling line, and I love it. And a designer tip is, when you're hanging curtains, to hang your curtains as high as possible, because it just elongates that area and it looks so pretty. So it really makes a difference in terms of, how you get that polished, finished look. And here we are just putting up some final touches. I found these beautiful sconces on Kirkland's, but I'll explain that in just a little bit. But also I wanted to mention and give a shout out to an Etsy shop that I found. For the Etsy shop, it's called Luna Prints, and I found this frame to put this beautiful Etsy artwork that I purchased, and I love that. It looks so beautiful and also helps to tie in the color scheme in the living room. But she has a beautiful shop, so I definitely recommend her. She also has frame artwork as well, so if you have a frame TV, you definitely can download her artwork. But here we are taking out the backing there. I went to Staples and got the print actually on a vinyl material, and it just will hold up a little bit longer rather than just doing regular poster paper. And it wasn't that bad. Same day, I spent $46 to get that print done. It's 26 by 36, and I'll have everything linked in the description. But here is Matt putting up the final touches, and I'll just let it ride, but enjoy. All right, guys, so let me know in the comments what you guys think. I absolutely love it. We just wanted to step it up a little bit in this home, challenge ourselves a little bit, make a little bit more of our designs more sophisticated. As you can see, like with our basement project last week, it's reminiscent of our old home, but it's just been stepped up a level. So I always wanted a space like this in our home. I wanted to have a morning room where we can come, gather, have a meal. I wanted to be able to seat 8 people at our table. We are a family of 5, but when my parents come into town and Matt's mom is here, then definitely can accommodate all of us, especially during the holidays. So I cannot wait to utilize this area. It is not just a table that looks pretty and no one uses it. My kids do use it, and I feel like it just elevates their meals when they have it here. So even if my son's just eating mac and cheese, he just looks sophisticated sitting over here. But I love it. So I also want to thank Daya Lane for sending these over. I absolutely love them. Again, you can just, if you get something on them, you can just wash them off. They're beautiful. I love the ivory tones. I tried to incorporate that again, breaking up all of the white, but still not white family, but just making it a little bit more warmer. So this light is again from Visual Comfort. It was gonna go over our island at first, but I'm glad that we kept it over here because I feel like it just fits the space beautiful. It's supposed to be here, and it just looks like it's a statement piece. So I also wanted to incorporate the brass and the black, like I said, just incorporating where the living room and black accents are, and then these accents here. So that's why you see those. And then also with this beautiful print that I got from Etsy from Luna Prints, I'll make sure to link it in my description on my LTK page, this Georgia Clay. Of course, anything that I can link will definitely be linked for you guys, but I love them. I love the sconces as well. The sconces we got from, or I purchased from Kirkland's I think it was last year or not, but anyways, they were on clearance and normally $40 a piece, and I got them for $13.97 a piece. So I love that. I love getting items that I know that I'm going to use at some point. They were originally supposed to go in Matt's office, but I figured they looked a little bit better up here. But yeah, this print again is from Etsy. The shop is called Luna Prints, and I definitely will make sure that I link it on my LTK page for you guys. So love it. And then also the table is from Ashley Furniture. I did in this time around in this home purchase some items from Ashley, but just statement pieces. I'm not one to buy like a whole set that this table would normally come with. I just like to piece and match different furniture, and I love it, and it fits perfectly in this space. Also changes up the wood tone as well, so not everything is matchy. I hate that. I just feel like it should just change it up just a little bit. And then the crowning jewel to finish this all up are the curtains. Again, thank you Qatar for sponsoring this particular portion of the vlog. I absolutely love these curtains. I think they're beautiful. I will link all the information in terms of the color, the length that I put here, the style, all of that in the description. But I did the triple pleat at the top, and I think it's very sophisticated. Also, it just kisses the bottom of the floor just right. They have little adjustments with the plastic pieces, and that way you can just adjust them up or down depending on your room, so that way you can make sure that it looks great. Of course, you could always have the puddle style if you want, but for this home, I just, like I said, I wanted everything to look custom, wanted to look professional, so I love it. And then I got this olive tree. It was a gift from my parents when we moved in, and I love it. It's from Amazon. It's a 9-foot olive tree, or 8-foot, excuse me, olive tree, and I love it. I think it fits this area perfect, and it's substantial as well. So it's not one of those little rinky-dink, or not rinky-dink, one of those small shrubby kind of olive trees. It's very nice and statuesque in that corner, so I definitely love that. And then just framing everything out is the beautiful rug that I got from Amazon as well. I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that again. So definitely gorgeous. I love the color scheme. You'll see this rug come back as well in our next vlog when we do our loft, which I don't think is next week, but at some point it'll come back. I did order the same rug for our loft, and I love it. So again, I love this space so much. It just, every time when I walk through and I'm looking at the living room now and I come over this space, I just look at it like it's absolutely gorgeous. It's chef's kiss. But anyways, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Oh, and one last thing too. The centerpiece I did get from Target. It was at my last house. We're using it here. And I just put some eucalyptus garland in between the candelabra, and then those are battery operated candlesticks, but they really have they're wrapped in real candle wax, so I do love that. And then I usually turn them on around 7 o'clock, stay on, and they have a timer for about 2 hours or so, but that just nice glow here is really, really pretty. So our anniversary for 15 years being married is on Monday, so Matt and I decided to stay home, and we're gonna cook a meal together, have a nice sexy little mom and dad dinner here, so that should be nice. But anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in this week to This Georgia Clay. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share it with a friend, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye guys.